If he shows up and does the exact right thing, he can win the fight. If he don't do the right thing, which I don't see him doing, I don't know why he would at this point in his career. I don't know.
Yeah, I told everybody Terence Crawford's pound for pound #1. Most journalists and writers in the sport have ranked Terence Crawford.
Difficult. He needs to handle and maintain the speed and improve his power. That's what I did. Like, maintain your speed and improve your...
Boxing legend Roy Jones Jr. didn't hold back when sharing his thoughts on a possible matchup between Terence but Crawford and Floyd Mayweather. According to Roy, Crawford has all the tools to dismantle Mayweather if the two ever shared the ring. He explained that Crawford's sharp instincts, punching power, and unmatched adaptability would push Floyd far beyond his comfort zone. Roy also suggested that Mayweather's flawless record came in part from carefully choosing opponents, avoiding those who could truly challenge him. And Crawford, in Roy's view, is exactly that kind of fighter.
You're leaning towards Crawford, is that correct?
I'm not saying I'm leaning towards him. I love both guys. Both guys are great fighters. Well, I can't say I'm leaning. I am leaning toward Crawford, I am. And not because Canelo is not a great fighter, but because I don't know. There's a lot of I don't knows about Canelo. You feel me? So I don't know if Canelo's hungry. I know Bud is hungry. Bud stays hungry. I don't know if Canelo's hungry. Bud has never got the recognition for what he deserves like Canelo has. You understand me? So Bud is still hungry for that recognition. When you're hungry like that, a determined man, it's very hard to detour.
Roy Jones Jr. believes Terence Crawford possesses skills that most fighters can only dream of. He first praises Crawford's exceptional ring IQ, his ability to read opponents, adapt during a fight, set traps, and adjust strategies in real time. Next, Roy highlights Crawford's versatility in switching stances, skillfully fighting from both orthodox and southpaw positions to confuse opponents and exploit openings. He also points to Crawford's brilliant timing and punch setup, knowing exactly what to throw, and when mixing feints, jabs, and body-to-head combinations for maximum effect. In addition, Roy emphasizes Crawford's superb footwork and lateral movement, allowing him to control angles, create space, and avoid damage while staying ready to counter. Finally, he praises Crawford's precise power, not just raw knockout force, but intelligent, well-placed shots that land exactly when they matter most.
Probably in your top 10, maybe even your top 5.
Where do you rank Terence, in your opinion?
I put him in the top 15, maybe the top 10, because he definitely has the skill of a top 5, just that he hasn't had the opposition that some guys were able to get. And that's not his fault. He just made one of the best fighters in his weight class look like nobody. That's pretty damn good. Now he proved what we already thought. We just didn't see him against the best opposition near his weight class. See, this is the thing people don't understand. This is what I like about Bud. He reminds me of Roy. We ain't got to have the best opposition in our weight class. We want the best opposition near our weight class.
There's been discussion that maybe, Crawford and Inoue are going back and forth tussling for pound for pound, that maybe Inoue because of the multiple weight divisions. You're shaking your head no. Tell me why no.
Because Inoue also, when he first moved up, he lost to Donnell. Don't forget that. Bud ain't lost nobody. Moving up or down, he moved up 3 times. He lost nobody. Don't tell me he better than Bud.
Roy Jones Jr. believes Terence Crawford is performing at the absolute peak of his career. Undefeated, experienced, versatile, and still as hungry as ever. It's a rare combination in boxing. Jones points out that Crawford has consistently proven his ability to adapt, maintain power across weight classes, and fight intelligently both inside and outside the ring. Now competing around 167.5 pounds, Crawford showcases the ideal mix of speed, strength, experience, and ring IQ, a combination that equips him with every tool needed to dominate. According to Jones, if this truly is Crawford's moment, he has the potential to rewrite boxing history.
Canelo Alvarez has been a great fighter his whole career. People like Erislandy Lara gave you the blueprint on how to beat him. People like Floyd Mayweather also gave you the blueprint on how to beat him. But Bud is more fierce, more fearsome, and more angrier, and more meaner than both of those guys. So if they showed you the blueprint, Bud gonna go out there, take that blueprint, and do even more with it, which is what Bud did. So it was never a question in my mind whether Bud really was going to outbox me, just if he could take the punch. And right away he showed, bam, he could take the punch. So I know from that point, if he just slow him down, which he did, he'd be okay. Then late in the fight, what other people still didn't see, late in the fight, Bud started hitting Canelo's body. One of those body shots, I think about the 7th or 8th round, hurt Canelo. I was like, whoa. Bud hit him in the right spot then, and he got Canelo's respect with that too. So Bud fought a very, very awesome fight, fought a beautiful fight, very tactical.
Very controlled.
Yes, it was a beautiful fight for boxing.
It was a beautiful fight. You know, Bud got hit with some shots.
He did. He did.
He got hit with some single shots going out. You know, he's going out, and you know Canelo, if he has you trapped in the corner or along the ropes, it's typically 1 to 2 big shots. You know that if you've watched him.
Yep.
So you could tell Crawford, as he was going out, he knew the one shot was coming, and several times it landed. He even got hit with a 2-piece. I don't remember what round it was, uppercut right hand that Crawford took well. So when you started seeing him absorb the shots, if you're Team Crawford, you don't want him to take that shot. But if you started seeing that, now you know that, okay. And I think that's what gave Crawford the green light to stay there a little bit longer.
He smiled about it.
He smiled about it.
Yeah.
And sometimes that smile can be a lie, and sometimes that smile can mean what I think it meant for Crawford, which is, oh.
Critics argue that a fight like this could potentially damage Terence Crawford's legacy. They believe that instead of building upon his historic victories, such as his dominant win over Errol Spence and his masterful performance against Canelo, Crawford might be chasing financial gain rather than competitive greatness. This perception comes from the fact that Floyd Mayweather's later career focused more on lucrative exhibition bouts than on meaningful legacy fights. Analysts emphasize that Crawford has worked too hard to risk being viewed as someone who values money over history. Critics also revisit the timing of some of Mayweather's biggest wins. For instance, Canelo Alvarez was just 22 and still developing when he faced Mayweather, while Manny Pacquiao later revealed he had been dealing with a right shoulder injury before their 2015 fight, something that affected his performance. Furthermore, Mayweather's unwillingness to grant rematches, especially with Pacquiao, left fans with lingering what-ifs. In contrast, Terence Crawford has built his reputation by defeating top-level opponents who were at or near their prime, strengthening the belief that his victories came against elite, informed competition.
Still greater than Terence Crawford. We need to really talk about this now. A lot of you guys are putting Crawford a bit too high. If you want to say Crawford could beat Floyd, I'm more open to that conversation, but when you're lining up the careers, I'm going to say Floyd every time. While they're both 5 division, Bud has become 3-time undisputed, but he's only fought 10 world champions to Floyd's 25 world champions. You can't take away the 5 division, 3-time undisputed. In terms of accolades, yeah, he probably gets the nod over Floyd. I say their accolades are about relative, considering Floyd Mayweather won Fighter of the Decade as well. But when you get to the resumes, Pacquiao, Oscar, Canelo, Cotto, Mosley, Castillo, Marquez, Zab, Gotti, Hatton, and Corley. There's probably way more people that this guy just didn't name. And then when you get to Bud's resume, not saying it's just bad, but the only names that's really worth mentioning is going to be Spence and Canelo. It's not a knock on Bud. Bud was not able to make those fights early on in his career. But I got to tell you guys what it is. Bud's resume just doesn't line up with Floyd's. Take their top 20 wins. Bud don't even got 20 wins to really sit here and name. Floyd got a good 20-something plus. Bud probably got about 10 wins that we could really sit here and name.
Floyd Mayweather and Roy Jones Jr. share a complicated relationship, one rooted in mutual respect but clouded by rivalry. Both legends acknowledge each other's greatness, yet their competitive pride often sparks tension. Roy has frequently stated that he was the more naturally gifted fighter, having dominated multiple weight divisions during his prime. On the other hand, Floyd points to his undefeated record and unmatched business success as proof that he stands above the rest. Their rivalry intensified when Roy dismissed Floyd's TB, the best ever, title, suggesting it disrespected the sport's past icons. In response, Floyd criticized Roy's late career struggles, claiming those defeats damaged his legacy. Ultimately, their feud isn't about an actual fight between them, but about clashing egos and competing claims to boxing immortality.
What's happening, fight fans around the world? I know how y'all are. I know y'all enjoy this thing of boxing. I know we play games and people have their issues and people have opinions. It's cool too. I got opinions and I'm allowed to say my opinions or speak my opinions. And if somebody was trying to send me a subliminal message, it worked, because if you want to prove that you're better than me, I'm always ready. Wide open, ready to go. It's called.
Roy Jones Jr. argues that Floyd Mayweather's claim to being the best is accurate mainly from a financial standpoint, as one of boxing's greatest businessmen, but not necessarily as the most complete fighter across all styles. Roy clarifies that he means no disrespect toward Floyd, but insists that when he makes a statement, he stands firmly behind it.
Is there something that you want to elaborate on, or is there something that maybe you don't like about Floyd?
One thing I don't like is that you don't respect elders. You talk about Muhammad Ali got beat by an 8-0 fighter. That 8-0 fighter was an Olympian who was a monster, who, if you had a monster like that in your weight class, you wouldn't fight him at that time. You understand where I'm coming from? So, that being said, you're disrespecting the greatest fighter of all time. And if you disrespect him, you disrespect anybody. So you have no respect. But when you see me, you're gonna have some respect, because if you wanna get it, we can get it. I'm willing to go earn my respect.
But I didn't hear you say anything disrespectful about Floyd.
I never do. I'm not the disrespectful type of guy. That's not who I am. I'm the type of guy. The reason I'm not disrespectful is because when I say something, I'm ready to die for it. So if I say this, I'm willing to die for this. You understand me?
You stand on it.
I stand on it. You understand me? I'm not, like I said, I don't think LeBron is not a great player. I'm not one of the greatest players of all time. But if you ask me, in your opinion, my opinion, which I'm entitled to, you think LeBron and Mike. I'm gonna say Mike because I saw what Mike went through to get where he got. So I got my own reason why I'm gonna probably like Mike. I'm not saying just you're trash. No, you're not. I'm not saying you're not a great player.
Right.
I'm not saying you're not one of the top 5. Because you could be that. You feel me? And in most people's opinion, you probably are. Some people's opinion, you probably top 1. That's not, I can't say, oh, I'm right and everybody's wrong. No, that's just my opinion.
Right.
I'm entitled to my opinion. But I will fight about my opinion. So if you got a problem with my opinion, whoever, call my house. It ain't.
Roy Jones Jr. recently revealed that Floyd Mayweather does not make his personal list of the top 5 greatest boxers of all time. According to Roy, Floyd might deserve a spot in the top 10, but his resume doesn't quite measure up to what Jones considers true all-time greatness. He explained that many of Mayweather's most notable victories came against opponents who were past their prime. Jones also emphasized that timing plays a major role in evaluating legacy, pointing out that defeating Manny Pacquiao after he had already suffered losses and endured setbacks doesn't hold the same significance as beating him at his peak.
Floyd Mayweather, top 5?
No, not in my book. No,
not even top 10.
Maybe top 10 in my book, Kevin. Not top 5.
10.
He maybe top 10, but not top 5. Floyd can fight. Don't get it wrong. Floyd can fight. But here's what my problem is. Well, I understand. I know you're a Floyd fan. But here's my problem. Who did Floyd fight that was on his level when he fought him? Only Canelo. That's it. Don't give me that stuff about the other guy that was going to prison. He know he's going to prison when he get through. And then to take it even further,
He fought Cotto.
Cotto was not
Manny
on his
Pacquiao.
level. Wait. See, stop. Let me finish first. Cotto.
You asked me a question.
Cotto already was done. And is Cotto an all-time great? No. Cotto's an all-time Puerto Rican great. Cotto's not an all-time great in the boxing.
I agree with you.
He's an all-time Puerto Rican great.
I agree
All right,
with
so that's not a great fight. That's not on your level. Pacquiao. You waited till Pacquiao got knocked out by Marquez before you fought him. If you'd have fought him 4 years ago, it'd have been something. Because both of y'all were here. We'd have found out who the best was. You waited till Marquez knocked him out, now you fought him. If I wait till somebody beat James Toney before I fight him, do I get credit for being the greatest fighter of all time because I beat James Toney?
No, you don't.
No, I don't. So my point is, you didn't do it the right way. You know that. Who else did you fight besides them best 2 names you can pull up besides Canelo?
What I'm saying is that who do you think around that time would have even beaten Floyd that he didn't fight?
So my point is, I'm not gonna say who
because I can't name a person.
I'm not gonna say who would have beat Floyd. Like I said, I'm just saying Floyd never fought nobody that was of his equal. He didn't fight a James Toney. He didn't go looking for.
Roy Jones Jr. also cautioned Floyd Mayweather against ever stepping into the UFC octagon or any MMA environment, warning that it wouldn't be a fair fight. While Jones deeply respects Floyd's boxing accomplishments, he stressed that mixed martial arts is an entirely different world, one that includes kicks, knees, takedowns, and submissions, all areas in which Floyd has no real experience. Jones even joked, Floyd Mayweather weighs around 150 pounds. I'm about 220. I'd hurt Mayweather, underscoring how differences in size, skill set, and rules could create a dangerous situation for the boxing icon. Meanwhile, several other veteran boxers have also voiced their support for Terence Crawford in this potential mega fight, further fueling the debate.
I would like it if we kept it to MMA fighters trying out boxing. I think it's a lot safer for an MMA fighter to try out boxing. If you get a boxer inside the octagon, man, there's so many elements that they're unfamiliar with, the head kicking and the body kicking and the choking and the arm bending and the ankle twisting and all that. It's a lot, and it could be really dangerous for Floyd to join an MMA match. So I would strongly suggest he reconsider.
Would you want to fight him?
Floyd Mayweather? Floyd Mayweather weighs like 150. I'm like 220. I'll hurt Floyd.
Jim Lampley recently made a powerful comparison, saying that Terence Crawford reminds him of the legendary Sugar Ray Robinson, one of boxing's all-time greats. Lampley praised Crawford's remarkable balance, control, and ability to maintain perfect positioning while delivering explosive counterpunches. He noted that few fighters since Robinson have displayed that same rare combination of timing, precision, and power as consistently as Crawford has.
Floyd had a lot of craft that mimicked some of the things that Sugar Ray did. So does Terence. And Terence is psychologically a latter-day Sugar Ray Robinson. He has the same kind of capacity to be charming and then in the next 30 seconds to turn on his fire. And that, I think, is part of what he's going to take into the ring against Canelo.
David Benavidez believes Terence Crawford deserves a place on boxing's Mount Rushmore. Now that Crawford has become the undisputed champion in 3 separate weight divisions, Benavidez points to his undefeated record, his ability to dominate across multiple weight classes, and his impressive win over Canelo Alvarez as undeniable proof of greatness. In Benavidez's view, these accomplishments elevate Crawford beyond debate, placing him firmly among boxing's all-time legends.
I just want to give Terence Crawford a great congratulations. You know, he's reached a part in history that only so many fighters get to even accomplish in boxing. You know, he's one of the greatest of all time. There's nothing, you can't take that away from him. Terence Crawford should be on the Mount Rushmore in boxing because not only did he go up 3 weight classes, he beat one of the best fighters of this generation. I don't remember any time in history where anybody has come up from 147 pounds and won the super middleweight championship. Not only just won, but the undisputed. He's won every single title. So, you know, man, that man, not only is he a great fighter, but you could tell in that fight by seeing this combination right now how much of a dog he is. You know what I mean? I think a lot of fighters could take a lot of notes from Terence Crawford, not only physically, but take notes in the heart aspect. And I give it all up to Terence Crawford. You know, he's one of the greatest of all time. And, you know,
Shane Sugar. Mosley has made a strong argument that Terence Crawford now edges out Floyd Mayweather as the more complete boxer. He points out that Crawford's physical attributes, including his size, reach, and toughness, give him clear advantages in a potential matchup. Mosley also praises Crawford's ability to fight effectively from both stances, his adaptability, and his seamless blend of power and finesse. While he acknowledges that Mayweather's defensive genius and ring IQ remain unmatched, Mosley believes Crawford's aggression, punch variety, and success across multiple weight classes give him the upper hand in a head-to-head comparison.
Canelo, he'll be like my #1 fighter of all time.
You don't think Crawford beats Canelo?
I don't think so. And look, hear me out. I respect Crawford and everything that he's doing, but he just moved up from 147, so I'm just gonna treat him as a 147 pounder. He's jumping up 3 weight classes to fight someone who was like the #1 fighter in all of boxing. You know, the jump would be hard, even if it was just like some top 10.
Right. Yeah.
You know,
Bud, would you say he's a very smart fighter?
Yes.
Very calculated,
Yes.
right? Don't you think that maybe he sees something that most people aren't seeing?
I think he does, but the thing is he gonna be able to even like to capitalize on it? Because he's a smaller fighter, and look, I think people are thinking at the aspect of, can Crawford do it? Yes, I think he can do it, but can Canelo do it? And I think he has a bigger chance of doing it than Crawford does.
Favors him.
Now, Canelo, he has obviously the size advantage, the strength advantage, intellect. I think Crawford edges him out in IQ. I just think the weight difference is going to be the deciding factor here. I mean, like, when I seen Canelo's check hook against Berlanga, that shit was like this. You know, and Canelo's not slow either. Like, this shit was, I didn't see that coming at all. He just dropped him, and I was just like, damn, he still got it. I just think that Crawford just bit off a little more than he can chew, but if he can chew it and he beats him, which I think he can. I'm not saying he can't. I'm not saying he has 0% chance. I'm just thinking Canelo wins. But if he does, he will be my #1 fighter of all time.
Wow.
Meanwhile, several fighters and analysts continue to praise Floyd Mayweather, not only for his speed, defense, or technical mastery, but for his unmatched mindset. They argue that what truly made Mayweather dangerous was his unshakable self-belief, the absolute conviction that no opponent could beat him. Former boxer Tony Jeffries noted that Mayweather's confidence and mental dominance often allowed him to control the tone of a fight before the first bell even rang.
They're really confident, they really believe in themselves, but you need more than that mindset. You need to have the full package of everything that I'm talking about, what Floyd has got.
Fighters should only want to get better. The more you win, the more you should work hard. If you think about losing, you're gonna lose. All I ever thought about was winning. So that's all I know.
Floyd would visualize his success before he even stepped into the ring. There was no alternative to him but winning. And this mindset isn't just for boxing, it's for all walks of life. And I've actually done a full video talking about how I used this mindset of visualization to win my Olympic medal. And it was an absolute game changer. Now, Floyd used to use this mindset to ease the pressure that he put himself under. And he made himself think like, I'm not under any pressure right now, where he was under immense pressure.
Pressure either makes you or break you. Well, you see where I'm at, so it's obvious that I'm the type of athlete or I'm the type of entertainer that can deal with pressure. There's never no pressure.
And if you watch his fight in 2013 when he fought Canelo Alvarez, Canelo came in a young, strong, undefeated fighter, but by round 2, Floyd kind of had him figured out. He was reading Canelo's jab. He would slip outside and then come back with a clean counter punch, then move his feet and get out of the way. He basically had the full fight under control, and he was controlling the full rhythm of the fight. He was forcing Canelo to fight at his pace. And this is what he would do in all of his fights. He would get his opponent to do what he wanted them to do without their opponent even realizing it, which is what we call boxing IQ. Now, even though I'm not a fan of Floyd Mayweather personally, because of the time when I did meet him, what he said to me made me just feel like this guy is